Good morning, my beautiful people. Last night we had a live journal session led by our good friend Alicia, and it was really a magical time. The Soul Sisters got together and some new friends, and we're going to keep doing that, and hopefully more people will come, Soul Brothers and Soul Sisters, because it really is very it's it's fun, but it's also for those who aren't into a journal tradition. Sometimes journaling with others is very, very helpful. So I run a journal hike, so that people can hike in nature. I'm getting ready to go out now to journal in nature myself. And sometimes you need just a different environment because if you're not a writer, if that's not something that's inherently fun or interesting to you, sometimes the spirit of community helps you get through it if it's not something you like. I don't like math. I don't know that doing math in a group would actually help me, but I do remember when I was in college that I was in a study group, and that made it more tolerable to be with other people so we could all complain about it together. But the journal prompts, Alicia was using a moon phase planner. So last night was the full moon, and this is my new. I call it a book of light, because I don't have a grimoire, but it's like a grimoire really, and it's brand new. I just got it because if you remember, I think I left my other one in Scotland, sitting in a pub somewhere probably. This is the journal that I'm writing in right now. But what I want to do is I want to go through. There were a lot of different prompts, and I didn't write. They didn't all resonate for me. And the one that sort of resonated with me was self-care rituals and practices, like 10 things that I can do. And then that led me to one of the other prompts, which was talk about new beginnings, because a full moon is a new beginning. And I thought, well, I don't really have anything newly begun. I'm not doing anything new right now. But then looking at my rituals and practices, I thought, all of this is new. What are you talking about? These are all new beginnings. I didn't do this stuff a year ago. So, some things. Here are B or G or Squeak, depending on how you know me. Here are my top 10 self-care rituals and practices that you can do every day. So, every day, pray and or meditate. Um, there's this really great service. I'm going to post it below out of Iona. Iona is non-denominational. They have a prayer service every morning, and it's recorded. I have no idea what time they record it at because they're 5 hours ahead, but it always comes out. Like I think it comes out way in advance because there's people in the Iona community all over the world. But that's great, and they use music from all over the world, and it's really great. It's 20 minutes worth your time, and then meditate, and I meditate every day as well. I light candles every day. I light incense or a simmer pot. I'm getting into simmer pots now. Thank you, Hestia, and the other sisters, because I had no idea what even a simmer pot was a year ago. I listen to instrumental music daily, whether it's bagpipe music or other kind of music. Some of the Soul Sisters are putting together little playlists and stuff. They're not always instrumental, but I like to listen to music, and it keeps my mind busy. I try to write in my journal daily. I pull runes every day. I try to write in my journal daily. I'm going to make a more concerted effort to connect to Iona, my ancestors, and my past, and my family. That's gone above at least once per week, more often if I can figure out how. I'm going to listen for messages. In that, I'm listening to messages from Iona. I drink tea every day, but I'm going to be more purposeful in my tree. I'm going to try to drink some more herbal teas. I drink very, very strong tea. It's kind of like everybody else's version of coffee, but I'm going to try to switch over to decaf tea at night so that I sleep a little bit better. I have a jacuzzi bathtub that's newly been fixed. I'm going to try to take a jacuzzi bath with either bath salts or bath teas, make that more purposeful. And I am going to continue to speak truth and stand up for others, because that is my calling. And then, and I was thinking about, new beginnings, and, in my talk with Nikki, and sort of the thoughts of today is the Lunar New Year, and thinking about, like, new beginnings and what that means. And, really, I think in this community, there are a lot of different opportunities, and there's a lot of diverse information, right? And so how would anybody know? How did I know? How does anyone know what's bupkis and what's real? And really, you have to go with your gut instinct at the end, right? There are a lot of false prophets out there, people who just want to take your money. And we see that, like, for example, through subscription boxes, right? Some subscription boxes are really, really good. They're very tailored to a theme, and they're worth the money that you pay for them and whatnot. And then some other boxes, you look at them and you think, people spent $75 for a bunch of stuff they could have got at the dollar store. There's no real purpose. It's really just a grab of your money. And um, you know, it's loosely wrapped around a theme, but if it's meant to bring light, love, and wisdom, I don't see it, right? So you constantly have to, or I constantly have to, sort of go through my subscriptions and say, like, this is legit. Like, one of them I love is WeBox, right? It's not a spiritual box. WeBox is my Scottish box. I don't love every box every month, but it supports small businesses. It brings me things that I really can't get here in the States. It connects me to my Scottish heritage. I re-gift the stuff I don't want. So overall, I like it. I like the box. So, but it's not, it's not cheap stuff from, like, their version of the dollar store, right? Like, it's meant to, there's a theme, and it's meant to showcase small business in Scotland, and it does that, right? I don't want to, poo-poo on any spiritual boxes, because I know a lot of my friends love a lot of different boxes, and I don't want to harsh the mellow, as we used to say, for anybody in their particular love of boxes. But, it's one thing to have all the stuff, right? And it's another thing to have meaning with the stuff, right? So if we have all the stuff and there's no meaning to it, then it's just stuff, and it's just sitting around. I try to let go of my stuff, and now I have a whole group of sisters to hand all this stuff to. I'm going to bring a truckload with me when we come for the retreat. All right. Let us read a rune. I'm going out to do a nature journal, so let's see what Spirit would have me write about. I have a bit of a sniffy cold. It's not really a cold, it's like allergies. I'm going to pause so I can cough. I'll be right back. Well, that was fun. All right. I have some apple juice here. And I have all my stones out. My Iona stones, my Mexican heart stone, and my Icelandic stone. Ask Spirit to give us one stone to think about while we're meditating today. This morning I'm going to head out in a few minutes to go sit in nature and write for a little bit. Yeah, that connection. If it's not too cold out, I'll take my shoes off so I can do some earthing. Earthing is when you take your shoes off and you put your feet onto the actual physical ground, not cement, not macadam, but you put your feet on the ground. You try to do that for 15 minutes. You don't have to stand. You can sit and put your feet in the grass or whatever. Obviously, don't get sick. Don't do it in a place that's dangerous. Don't step on dog poo. Like this stuff. You're smart. You know what to do. But they have actual medical research where they've looked at earthing. And there's all different kinds of names for it, but they did research for people who have cancer and heart issues and things like that, and earthing actually improves health and has cured people of different diseases. The theory goes, and this is, people have done a lot of research on this, and this is like the 5-second tour. The research goes that we have separated ourselves from the Earth's magnetism through sidewalks and roads and things like that, and so we're not recipients of the Earth's power of healing. So we have to go out and make it a purpose to go out and be barefoot and soak in the energy of and the magnetism of Earth. So if you have an opportunity wherever you live to do that without getting sick or hurt, try it. Try to just set 15 minutes, listen to music, write in your journal, just standing there for 15 minutes. You can meditate, but standing there for 15 minutes can be kind of boring. So try to do something else because the benefits happen. You can be very, intentional. I try to do that, but I can get bored in 2 seconds. So I try to do it along with journaling so that I'm not thinking about it. All right, Spirit, what's the one stone you would like us to focus on while we're earthing and journaling today? We have Nauthiz. So this is the not this stone. Don't want to do this again. Let me go think about it and see what Spirit has to say. I shall be right back. So, the translation for Nauthiz is need, and I just want to read the words so you have them. Restriction, conflict, willpower, endurance, and self-reliance. And it's funny, my mother-in-law is coming up, and sometimes we have conflict and restriction. Sometimes there are. I just grew up in a very different environment, and I don't like nagging. I don't like to be a nag. I don't like to be nagged. I don't like nagging. But that's very much the culture that my mother-in-law grew up. There's got to be something said about every single thing, and much ado about nothing. And I don't like that. I love my mother-in-law very much, and we get along very well. And I would do anything for her, and I have. But like when I'm trying to like get into my own zone and doing my own things, like I'm gonna post a picture right here of my new garden. Like I'm trying new things, and I'm trying to, I'm trying to explore different things that I'm not familiar with. And it's like, she comes from a very old fashioned, like, we're going to go grocery shopping and we're going to clean your room and we're going to clean the bathroom. And I'm like, I don't want to do that on my Saturday. Like, I don't, like, I have a cleaning lady. Like, that's what I pay her for, like, and I pay her well, like, I don't, I don't like being like forced into some kind of box, and so like so it's interesting because it's like it was either going to be the Nauthiz stone or it was going to be Thursaz because it's a pain in the ass really. So that's why I'm trying to get out and go hiking and journal outside before she gets here, because then she can nag my kids instead. We pass that down to them. So like not this again, like I just, the energy just is a drag for me. And so and we have a lot going on in our family right now, which makes it even more of a drag. And so I kind of like going into my son's surgery, like I don't want negative energy in my space. And so I'm gonna have to be like smudging, smoking, like a billion times this week just to get that energy out of here, because I just don't need it, anyway. Let's see. I'm going to just pull Earth Wisdom to see if that, make sure that's what I'm supposed to be thinking about. Maybe induce a little bit of shadow work. Like, why do I get so, like, agitated? I think it's just because of past practice, really. Like, every time it comes, it's, like, drama and, like, and oh my god, and, like, I can't believe you live like this. What, live like that? What? I mean, I have a clutter. My house isn't dirty. Like, I don't, it's not, you can't lick my floors. Wouldn't recommend you lick my floors. But, like I don't, those things aren't important to me. They're important to you. Let it be important to you in your house. Alright, 3 cards from Spirit. My cat got me in the thumb, so it hurts to shuffle. What do we have? We have 2 cards. Oh, we have 2 that came out together. Truth and communication. That's how I have to deal with my mother-in-law. Truth and communication. Oh, these 2 come out together too. Boundaries and heal thyself. So appropriate for today. So I just need to go out, do my thing, and control the energy. Like I always tell her, it's my house. The energy in my house. I love you, but if you want to be like that, there is the door. We'll see you the next time you come. I think I'd get like really resentful of people who hog your energy. Do you ever meet people like that? People who just like, it's all about them, and they're like their energy and their, like whatever they're doing or whatever they think, like it's all about them. And they're passive aggressive about it, or they gaslight you. And it's like, I don't know how stupid you think I am, but I'm not that dumb. Clearly. And I think the older I get, the less tolerance I have for sort of that, the gaslightingness. I refuse to be put into people's bad energy. I don't owe anybody anything. Like I don't owe you your happiness is really what I want to say. Like you need to take care of your own happiness. All right, the Maiden, innocence, love, and past. And blue, depressed, isolated, and help. And then Spirit reminds me that, she lives on her own. She has nothing else to do. So she thinks about ways to, annoy the shit out of me. But I need to be mindful of the needs of others, and compassionate and kind. So I can set boundaries and say, like, we're not going down that rabbit hole, but I want to make sure that she has a place so that she's not alone. She's in her 70s, and her husband had passed a long, long time ago, so she's by herself. So to be compassionate and kind, but also to set boundaries and to make sure that I manage the energy of my house. That's what I'm going to go journal about and going to sit in nature and earth with. I am wishing you all the best. Oh, I'm going to post a picture. I have to do that with technology. Wishing you all the best in light. Love. Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.